Jochen, very nice to see you here in St. Moritz. Before we start and ask you some questions, can you just tell a little bit about your company, what you guys have been doing lately?
Well, I'm the co-founder and co-chairman of IREMIS, a real estate investment management company based in Luxembourg. I have been in hotels and real estate for over 35 years, from hotel groups to Lazard and investment houses like Invesco and the last position at Principal Real Estate. And together with my partner Jonathan Short, we've created IREMIS to focus on specialized real estate assets because we think that the opportunity there is the highest.
Is there any specific market that you are active or all over Europe?
We started IREMIS about 15 months ago. So we're at the beginning of the growth of the company. I have been traditionally my focus has been hotels, as I said earlier. So we have created a hotel and leisure division as the first focus of IREMIS. And we brought in a couple of gentlemen who've worked with us before as our strong second and right-hand man. And we are focusing on hotels currently in Europe. We have set up a hotel real estate fund that just had first closing 6 months ago. And we're focused on buying quality hotels, primarily 3 to 4 star in city locations with both business and leisure demand.
Interesting.
Across Europe.
When we speak with other members here in St. Moritz, we see that there are a lot of things going on in the world at the moment, on top of the real estate situation in some specific asset classes a little bit more challenging. Less so, I would say, in hospitality in general. People are quite positive about your market. But is there anything specifically that would keep you up at night at the moment?
Well, I would say that I think that the real estate world, in particular, as you said, in hotels, have actually done really well after COVID.
Absolutely.
I mean, the performance has been astounding.
All over the world.
So the sector doesn't keep me awake at night. And we have really good track records. We've generated very high returns. The last fund was 17.2% for our investors that I managed. We were selected Hotel Portfolio Manager of the Year in 2002 by the 2020, by the Hotel and Asset Management Association. So the sector is not our worry. Our worry is currently the combination of geopolitical tensions, whether it's the war in Ukraine, whether it's now the tension with China, whether it is Hamas and Israel, whether it's the Gaza situation. And you can add to the list. And we think that the politics actually, especially with Trump gets elected, it's going to go more confrontational. So the geopolitical tensions are negative. Then as a result of COVID, we have the deglobalisation. We have the reversal of this, which will create inflationary process. The same way outsourcing created deflation over the last 40 years with China, building everything. Now it's the reverse effect. That second thing, and then finally climate change. Climate change will lead to huge natural disasters, weather changes, disruption in all sorts of supplies, food production, and that has implications in terms of how to invest, that we have to invest a lot. The disruption of the supply chains will lead to inflation because whenever something becomes short, there's a shortage, pushes up prices. So these three things together, they are out of our control. And so that worries us. And our answers to that is that what one should do is focus on creating value at the asset level, where it's at our control. We can't control the macro level, but if we double the potential earnings capacity of an asset, then we can be dealing with slightly higher interest rates or this or that, the other. So that is, if you like across sectors, it's our philosophy.
And where do you see the best opportunity right now in the market?
It's difficult because as a result of all these tensions, as we all know, transaction volumes have decreased dramatically over the last few years as a result of the different sequential events. So the transaction activity is low. Why? Because the sellers don't want to accept the considerations that the buyers have. So right now, it is not a market which has lots of opportunities. There's pockets of opportunities, but it's not like a big buyer's market. We're not there yet. And driven partially by the fact that obviously interest rates uncertainty, You know, if you don't know where interest rates will be in 25, for what price do you sell in 24?
Absolutely.
So we don't see a lot of opportunities in like general markets. We see pockets or assets of opportunities, and that's what we focus on. And we do find that across Europe and primarily in the major countries in the Eurozone.
Final question. Are you an optimistic, pessimistic, or neutral about 2024?
Short term, I'm pessimistic. Long term, I'm optimist.
Perfect.
Because I think that the combination of the factors that I've raised will be difficult to handle. If you just look at climate change, the biggest issue with climate change is that the political will by the people is not there to deal with it. Otherwise, the populists, which have negated the climate change issue across countries, that negated in Italy, they negated in France, in the UK, in Germany, in the US, if that's not dealt with, that is something which makes me pessimist. But I believe in our capacity as a human race to find technological answers to these challenges. So long-term optimist, short-term pessimist.
Thank you very much.
If that makes any sense.
It does. Thank you.